So you've passed all this. You still think it's going to work, and there's a final trap, which is, you know, it can work, it's fundamentally sound, etc. But now you lose faith because you're tired. You're really tired. You know, it's possible, but nothing is working in the lab, and you don't know why. And yeah, and so there's a friend of my entrepreneur, Sebastian Boyer, gave me a good image to think about that, which is like the curse of complex systems. So, you know, you have to imagine your system when you're working on a complex technology as a sort of series of components, and they are all in series. And as you know, from your electricity courses, when one thing is not working, then the series line is not working. And so here on this graph, you basically represent the probability of a system comprising n components of working based on the probability of one component working. And so you see that when you have one component, n equal 1, it's very easy. It's linear, of course. But then as you increase the number of components, there are more and more probability that the series of components won't work at a given probability of one component working. And so you end up, when you have a lot of components, you end up by having like a very long portion, you know, a very long time where your system is not working, although you're like incrementally optimizing each of your components. And you have to really reach a threshold where, you know, above that threshold, above that like probability of working of one component, the series starts working. And I think that's a very important thing, and we had that a lot also at the beginning. We still have systems that don't work, and you know, you test one hypothesis, you think it's not like, you think the result is negative, but it's actually kind of a false negative because there's still something else that is not working, and that's really hard. And the answer to that is to keep pushing. And actually, there's a second part to that quote of Phil Knight when he says, sometimes you have to give up, sometimes knowing when to give up, when to try something else is genius, which is giving up doesn't mean stopping, don't ever stop. And that's the answer to the last trap.